Welcome back. Welcome back to the Kovacs Report, Bat fans. It's time to finally take a little look at the next installment of Batman Hush 2. It's issue 162. It is incredibly late. Jim Lee has been busy, running DC Comics, so we can forgive him for that, I guess. But like I say, this has been very, very late. And to be honest with you, it hasn't been great so far. Let's be honest, the art is saving it. The art has been saving this very, very convoluted and confusing out-of-character story by Jeph Loeb. Now, we're going to dive into this issue page by page. Okay, so there will be spoilers. So read the book beforehand, don't sport, like the video if you can, and hit subscribe. So let's kind of try and catch up here. So Hush 2 unfolded across Gotham's shadowed underbelly, beginning with a malevolent return of Tommy Elliot, aka Hush, who launches a vicious psychological assault by torturing the Joker in a bid to shatter Batman's unyielding code against killing. Hacking into the Bat family's communications, Hush sows seeds of doubt and paranoia, forcing Batman to isolate himself and desperately rescue the dying Clown Prince from a gruesome fate, hauling him to the Batcave for stabilization amid brewing tensions with a resentful Jason Todd, who demands lethal justice and clashes violently with his mentor in a helmet-muffled brawl that exposes Jason's uneasy alliance with Hush, forged to combat a worsening brain tumor threatening his life. As Nightwing and Oracle tentatively approach the Riddler for intel on their elusive foe, Hush's web tightens in the Batcave's depths, where he manipulates Jason further, while an enigmatic figure named Silence emerges as his shadowy enforcer, taunting Commissioner Gordon with explosive revelations that erupt in chaos. The arc crescendos in escalating betrayals. Damian Wayne, as Robin, confesses to unleashing Bane from captivity to counter Hush's schemes. It was terrible, leading to unlikely trio, Batman, Robin, and the Venom-fueled Brute, confronting the villain in a brutal showdown where Hush's mocking barbs allude to buried secrets entwining Jason and Dick Grayson. Meanwhile, the Joker, revived and vengeful, savagely repels a lighthouse ambush by Jason and Nightwing, send them fleeing, while a grief-stricken Barbara Gordon, reeling from visiting her gravely wounded father, unleashes her fury in a rooftop melee against Batman, only for the fractured Bat family to converge, their collective accusations laying bare the Dark Knight's isolation as Hush's grand design threatens to unravel them all. So that's where we are. Sounds exciting. It hasn't been. It has been crazy. There have been giant leaps in this story from one place to a place you never expected. A lot of characters have been out of character. I mean, he is capturing their sort of inner turmoil that you normally get. But all in all, this has been a complete mess. And this issue kind of continues at an alarming rate. It is so fast paced. It is like a freight train with a rocket strapped to the back pace. This issue flies from page to page to page to page. And it loses a lot of the sort of, I guess you would say, in-depth explanations, the heart of the story, the characterization. It's just one big, massive battle. And that's where we start. We start with the end of that battle with Barbara at the top of the building with the rest of the Bat family and the Riddler and Catwoman looking at what is happening. Now, Batman puts her down the safest way he can, and he realizes that he is alone. He is alone. And we get these painted flashbacks. Barbara, of course, I guess it's when she was shot by Joker and Killing Joke. And of course, we get Dick when his parents were murdered too. Okay, so again, we get all these moments, and they're all tropes. They're all repeating the same old thing at the same old time. Nightwing makes a play for Batman, though, but Batman chucks out some gas and shoots off his sort of bat gun into the air to get out of there. And Nightwing is not happy. What the hell did you do to her? He is off. Now, Batman realizes that he's got to do something about this. He's on his own. He loves his people, but Hush is the threat right here. He needs to sort of figure out how to take Hush down. Now, Catwoman, she crashes through these windows here. Why? Well, because it gives you a kind of spectacular full page spectacular piece of art with Catwoman and Batman cascading through the sharp glass as they fall to the floor. And what does she want? She wants to chat. Well, why not just ask for a chat? Because this spectacular moment seems quite ridiculous, really, because they crash through this window, land on the floor, jumped over each other, and she's saying, I don't want to fight. Well, if you didn't want to fight, why send him spiraling through the window? You might say, well, it's the only way to get his attention. I'm sure there's better ways to get his attention. Anyway, they try to talk. And again, we get this sort of reminiscent moment again about, how they sort of Will wants an item and not an item. Batman puts a wall up and, she knows him better than anyone else. And he feels that he doesn't really know her as much as he thought he does. Again, it's trope after trope after trope. Then this Robin sort of batarang rope thing comes flying through. I mean, it's an amazing aim, really. Up through the window, down into the church, and managed to wrap itself around Batman. Now, is this electronically controlled? I don't know. Has it got a camera in it? I don't know. Anyway, it pulls Batman perfectly out of the window, okay? And it has Damien, making a reference to Die Hard with his yippee-ki-yay, dragging Batman through the streets of Gotham on the back of his motorbike. And he gets slammed and bashed and slammed and bashed and slammed and bashed. And Batman does his thing as he goes through the Jokers and talks about the Jokers and what they've been through, and how they might react and how, because of what Damien's been through, this is what he expects from him. Kind of doesn't blame him. Then the Riddler just comes out of nowhere, and I think the Riddler shoots the wire that's connecting Batman to the back of this motorcycle. Okay, and that wire miraculously slingshots back and knocks Damien onto the floor. What are the chances? Anyway, Riddler gets the drop on Batman and sticks his little magic stick into him. And we learn that, this Riddler's a lot stronger, a lot faster, using Batman's moves against him. Why? Well, he says he's tired of being beaten up and it's his turn. The roles have been reversed. And Batman realizes that this power has come from an exoskeleton. So he short circuits it, I think, and pulls the exoskeleton. He doesn't put it off. But what he does is he sort of stops it from working, and the Riddler goes down. And we get this cryptic thing. Tell me, why are you with them? They need all the help they can get. As do you, Bruce. You have friends in low places, ? And that's exactly what I was doing, ? Now, Hush, he's whispering some classic dialogue up there. Anger is a gift, the gift that keeps on giving. And he shoots something out. Nightwing recognizes it's coming. It's those shrapnel knives made out of that special metal. They are flowing down through the sky towards them. And they jump up. And they bat them away because they are the Bat family. And those scalpels are not getting through. Eat this, you bastard! And we get this moment where everyone's throwing their weapons at Hush. They're working together here, but they're not together. And Hush goes tumbling. Now, the Batmobile turns up. Now, I'm assuming this was stolen by Hush in a previous issue. I've forgotten about it. Batman realizes that there is a threat here. The threat is the car. So he's going to put his attention on the car and not the rest of the Bat family who are trying to beat him up. And who comes out of the car? Jason. Well, it's a red herring, literally. Okay. But he's not falling for that trap. No, he's not falling for that trap. And Jason makes a run for it. I guess he's trying to find Batman. He starts climbing up. Huntress tries to pull him down. And he says, listen, there is another truth. I'll tell you what's going on. Pull me up, and I'll tell you the truth about what's really going on. He says, look, I've got a bullet in my shoulder. I don't know how much longer I can hang on. I don't want to die again. Fine. Tell me the truth, she says. And he says, never trust anyone in this family. She's like an idiot, but he's impressed that she landed and managed to get out of his little trap. Now, Batman gets to the car. Nightwing's running. He says, I came to talk. I don't think he did. And Batman just pulls off part of the car here. It's got some click, clack. Maybe this is some kind of weird shield. I don't know, but it looks like a piece of kit that Batman can use. And he throws it at Nightwing. Why is he doing this? And he jumps in the car and shouts, activate. Why? Because he knew the car was booby trapped. He was saving them. He wasn't attacking them. He wasn't trying to escape. And he threw that shield over to Nightwing so they can shield themselves from the explosion. I know. Oh, my Lord. And he realized that he's not alone down here. The demons are coming from him. And that demon is the Joker. Well. Look who fell in the well. And there we go. Batman's in trouble. The Joker are here. The Bat family are sort of disjointed. What's going to happen next? I don't know. Now listen, there's some positives about this issue. Super fast paced. The action was super cool. I'll be honest, the action was pretty damn good. This isn't the worst issue out of all of them. I think what kind of marks it slightly is that you've had the issues leading up to this point that have made this story so convoluted and ridiculous that you kind of don't get to fully enjoy just how good the action is in this issue. And the action was really, really, really good fun. Let's be honest. But anyway, there we go. This is the penultimate issue. We are going to find out how the Bat family get even further estranged, I guess, because in the new relaunch book that we're supposed to kind of understand where Batman is based on what's happened here, all right? We're finally going to get the end of this story, which we should have got months and months and months ago. But there we go. Do you know what? Let's talk about Jim Lee's art. I love Jim Lee. Who doesn't, right? And I love Jim Lee's art too. But I do feel that it has been rushed. And we know it's been rushed because, he is running that little comic book company called DC Comics. So I don't think he has had the amount of time that he would normally put into this book at all. Is it still beautiful? Yeah, absolutely. It's really, really nice. Is it what I expected? No, not at all. Not at all, really. It feels very, very rushed. Now, if you're Jim Lee and you are the head of DC Comics, you call the shots, right? So why wasn't this done many, many moons ago? Get it all in the can, then release it. Then there's no schedule hiccups. There's no problems. Doesn't have to rush the art or rush the story. And it could have actually flowed in the natural issue numbering that we anticipated. I don't get it. Here we are. It's not a bad issue. In sort of isolation from the rest of the story, it's not a bad issue at all. The Bat family, his most trusted, most loved ones, are fighting him. You've got this terrible villain from the past, overshadowing everything. And you've got the Joker. I mean, with the Joker in a Bat story, you always know it's going to be fun. He is my favorite Batman villain. And I've just noticed I love the little smiley buttons on his blazer there. So there we go. One more issue to go. I'm looking forward to it in the sense I want to know where the hell this is all going. But there we have it. Hush 2. I am a little bit surprised it was not as terrible as I expected it. Like I say, is it good? No, not really. Is the action good? Absolutely. The story is where it fails, and some of the dialogue too. When you read it, you'll understand with the dialogue. It's kind of trope after trope. It's kind of what you expect. It's the usual Bat angst manifest. It's not brilliant. Jeph Loeb, I don't think, is really at the top of his game on this series. Anyway, I'm dragging this video out, so I will say goodbye. I will ask you to like the video if you enjoyed the video, and I will ask you to hit subscribe if you can too. I'd really, really appreciate it. So until next time, read more comics, and we'll see you soon.